Hey Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is Tina with 85th House Vibrations, and this is your general monthly reading for April 2019. I hope everybody is doing well. Moon is currently in Capricorn, and we just finished up a retrograde in a Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Stationed direct yesterday, and is going to be moving on direct. So, yeah, that's what station direct means. It stopped, but it's sitting on top of Neptune. Damn, I forgot to say that to the last two. So, still some fogginess, some obscurities. I like, me personally, I like a Mercury-Neptune conjunction, trine, or sextile if you're into astrology. I like when Mercury and Neptune hook up. But you got to be able to handle that kind of, I can't see clearly. I don't know what's going on. You got to be able to handle that. And everybody's not for that. Especially the earth signs and the air signs. They are not here for it. It's like I need to see it for exactly what it is. I need to use my logic and blah, blah, blah. I think water signs can be totally here for the obscurity and that whole watery element of not really knowing what's what. I think it's what motivates water signs to some degree. And fire signs ain't taking the time to figure out whether they know what's what anyway. They're just moving along. Is that what you're doing this month, Sagittarius? Just moving along. One thing I got to say, Sag, about you is I feel like somebody's going to feel neglected by you in the month of April. If you love them, you better let them know. Right, let's get started. The first card is the Tower in the upright position. So, yes, something comes up. Sagittarius, it's like you that's changing the game. Because this is in the position of self. This is in the position of who you are and what you represent in the month of April. So, you're tearing down structures. Either if you're not doing the tearing down, then things are happening around you. And it's not playing no games. We can't ignore what's going on with this card, honey. This is chaos. But you being a Sagittarius and being so optimistic, yeah, all of that. But you are. It's probably something that you can get through a little better than the average person. Whatever's going on in your life, whatever's causing you to have to stop on a dime and change directions, you can handle it, Sagittarius. Or like I said, it may be you that's tearing down these structures and saying, this is no more. It's time to do something different, and I ain't got time to play with you about it. You know, it's go time right now. I know that wasn't the plan, but this is what we're about to do. This could be you. And you know, that could be it could be a lot for other people. You know, some people need to plan things and make sure everything is, perfect. They need to know what's what. Yeah, Sagittarius, this doesn't apply to everybody, of course. All Sagittarians are not the same. But if we want to talk about textbook Sagittarius energy, Sagittarius is ready to move on a dime. And Sagittarius is willing to go as far as it needs to go because it's always aiming at something, and it's always aiming at something different. I love the Tower card. There, I said it. I'm just going to put it out there. I love the Tower card. I don't always like it when it shows up for me personally, but yeah, I love it. I love it. I'm not big on sudden change, but when it happens to me, I deal with it, and there are very few times when it hadn't been far more beneficial than not. Now, I'll just say that. Okay. The next card is the Five of Cups reversed, and you are not messed up about it. You know that making moves and not being concerned about what has been, the loves that you had, the emotional comfort that you had, the celebrations. And I think the reason is because Sagittarius, you know that all you got to do is look around and your baby is still there. Your money is still there. Your creative expression is still there. I said money, even though we're not dealing with pentacles in this card. But there's some greenery back there, so there are resources available, and they are just ahead of you. But you already know this. You already know this. So with the Five of Cups reversed, you're not worried about what's been lost, per se. It's not lost to you. You still got availability. There's stuff still available to you, and I feel like Sagittarius, you just feel it. You are not mourning the blood loss that is happening in front of you. Shit, that's casualties of war so far as you're concerned. No. You're not mourning what's lost, what's spilled, what's gone. You let it absorb and you move on. The next card is the Knight of Rods. All right. Oh, so for those of you who are in a relationship, your little ride or die for whatever reason is low energy in the month of April. Sagittarius, your little ride or die could have been Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. And it doesn't have to be on the sun sign. It could be just somebody who's just very fiery and upbeat, has a little bit of a temper, sassy. You know, all of those things that we think about when we think of fire signs. Just full of life. Life force strong. Your love interest, your significant other, your spouse is not that this month. They have slowed all the way down. And it's probably different from what it is that you're used to. You really are going to have to stop on a dime in several places and restructure things. You may find yourself having to be encouraging to this person. They'll be back, and you are already aware of that. We already talked about that. Even though this is in a different position, it's all relevant. You know, things in your life could be at opposite ends of the spectrum. You may be doing crazy here, but you're doing great here. But it's all relevant to the whole scheme of your life. And what I want to say is, based on what we've turned over so far, Sagittarius, this ain't nothing you can't handle. This isn't anything that you aren't good at. Your optimistic mind remains as is, and you get through the changes. I feel like no problem. For those of you that are in a relationship, your baby needs you. So if you are about to take a bike ride and baby calls and says, yeah, I'm not feeling real well, can you bring me bike ride over? Go help, or else you're going to get in trouble. Anyway, next card is the Three of Pentacles reverse. Other people are not willing to work with you. And if they are, you better watch out, because they will take all of the credit from you. This is not a time to work with other people, because it's not going to turn out. You gotta stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You have to do all of these things on your own. Don't expect help from anybody else. Don't expect input from anybody else. Don't expect communications on how you can get it done and how you can produce from anybody else. Anybody else at this time is just going to get in your way. Your superpower throughout this, how can you make it happen? Despite you finding yourself having to go through all of these changes, having to still remain optimistic and looking at the situation as the glass is half full. Having to help out somebody who you care about and you can't say no to because they need you. And then not having the help of anybody else as you go through all of these things. What is your superpower? What gets you through? What can you rely on no matter what? I think being calm, cool, and collective and holding on to, don't do anything extra. Don't do anything extra that's going to put you out. This is the Four of Pentacles in the upright position. Your superpower is being a tightwad to frivolous things. You're going to have to make sure that you are ready to go and that you have the finances and the resources you need. Not if, but when things change. You have to make sure that you and your foundation is okay. This means no gambling, no partying, no shopping, no trips. Stay put, maintain what you have because things are going to happen in your life. That's your superpower. This Four of Pentacles is thought to be a miser. He's protecting himself with this wall. Listen, a lot of times when we don't have things, when we get things, well, not all of us, but you know, some of us will hold on to it for a dear life. What I'm telling you is in the month of April, if you want to keep these things, then, you know, sometimes you got to be a little tight. And it's like I said, there's somebody who is going to need your help. And you don't have input from anybody else. It's all you. It's all you. So, what probably helps you get through some situations that are actual losses, but Sagittarius, you won't see them that way. You will see this as, hey, it's just another day in the life. But you may suffer some losses in the month of April. But you may see this as just another day in the life, and you will also be like, I'm straight though, because I don't have negative $3.72 in my bank account. I made sure that I had what I needed. I saved for a rainy day. If some things go wrong, I got this. So in this case, be tight. Don't do anything frivolous or silly. And even if it's not the Knight of Rods reversed who needs you, maybe you need you, and then you got you. So the outcome is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. All right. Well, at the end of the day, you're going to come out some money. You're going to come out some resources. You are going to be less in the black than you were at the beginning. Does that make sense? Because I don't know how to play poker. You are, you're going to be out something. But you won't be completely out. And while all of this is going on, while you are taking care of everybody else, because the Queen of Pentacles reversed is showing, it could be one of a few things. One is that you are living beyond your means. Well, I just said, don't do that. Don't do anything frivolous. I just said that, right? So don't live beyond your means no matter what you do. Pay attention. I mean, be like a hawk on your resources, on your money. Know where every single penny is going. The other thing, though, is because you've got somebody that needs you and there are things that are going on and you may not have any help and blah, blah, blah. You got to stop and smell the roses. Because it looks like it's really not about you this month, Sagittarius. It's about everybody else. And people will see you struggle, but they are not going to help. The reason that this is okay is because you already knew. And you made preparations. And yes, it's going to put you out a little. But not to the magnitude that it can put some of us out. You'll be okay. And you're going to have to remember that while you're doing everything for everybody else, and while you're steadily putting out and putting out and putting out, remember to take care of yourself. Remember to stop and smell the roses. especially with Mars is moving out of Taurus, where we could stop and smell the roses, and it's moving into Gemini. And Mars is our action, it's our desire, it's how we go about things, it's the soldier. So there's going to be a lot of interactions with people, you know, a lot of social engagements and things like this. And Sagittarius, is going to be very important that you don't concern yourself so much with all of that Gemini energy, because it's going to put you out. You got other stuff to focus on, and you got to be ready to change things at the drop of a hat. Whatever it was that you had in place, forget that. That's not happening in the month of April. This is not a bad thing, Sagittarius. You're just having to think on your feet, and you can do this. And just, you know, go with the flow. Sagittarius is a mutable sign, more able to do that than a lot. But Sagittarius, you know, is a big energy. So sometimes it can be a little difficult for a Sagittarius to want to go with somebody else's plan, because it restricts their own freedom. It restricts their own ability to move around in the way that they want to. And unfortunately, Sagittarius, you're not going to be able to call your own shots in the month of April, but it's temporary. That's the way I see it. So if you would like to get a personal reading with me, my information is in the description box below. You can follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Really, really enjoyed talking to you guys, and I hope to talk to you again next month.